Welcome back to my channel, Nurse Lexi. Okay, so if you don't follow me on Instagram and TikTok, you should. But if you don't, then you wouldn't know I just graduated from Nurse Pracititoner School. So for everyone who has been following me from my CNA, nursing school, nurse days, I'm now transitioning into my next phase of life. I just wanted to give you guys a video on 5 things I truly wish I knew before starting Nurse Pracititoner School. I want to make sure that you guys have more insight than I had, because the process was not easy. It was difficult. It was stressful. So I just want to give you guys some tips. So let's get right into it. Number 1, clinicals are stressful for various reasons. I started clinical my 2nd year of the program. I really just wish that I knew how difficult it was going to be and how much it truly is to balance. The first year being class and lab, and then the 2nd year introducing clinical. It's definitely a huge shift, because you still have to study, you still have class, you still have tests on top of going to clinical and charting Typhon. I never want to log into Typhon ever again. And then you go to clinical, you have to be prepared to see patients, to answer questions, to learn new things, and also to document and chart on Typhon. Clinical itself is so important. I definitely learned so much. When I tell you guys, I got my suturing skills so much better, IND skills, assessment skills, just learning the best practice, what to prescribe for what. I generally learned so much in clinical. So I just wish I knew like what really was coming with having to go to clinicals as a nurse practitioner student. Number 2, Nurse Pracititoner School requires a different type of studying. I'm a nerd. Like, I love school. I do well in school. I don't struggle with taking tests, you know, like not even to brag, but school kind of just comes easy to me. Even nursing school, I caught on really quickly about how to take nursing school exams, because they are very different than other exams. Nurse Pracititoner School, these exams, especially the exams that prep you for boards, I don't know, for some reason I really struggled. For some reason I was not understanding the questions, what they were asking, what answer they were looking for. Every answer is correct, similar to nursing school, but so different. I feel like with nurse practitioner you have to know every little detail, because the question is asking you about like the most minute thing, but you need to know everything. So don't go into NP school like me feeling like, oh, I'm good at school, I can do my normal study routine, my normal studying, and I'll be fine. Be very open to, if you're not doing well, switching things up, switching up the way that you study, trying different study materials, studying with people, studying alone, like doing whatever you have to do. I had to try a lot of different things before I found what really worked for me to be successful. Because me, guys, I don't like fail. I was like, not, I didn't fail, but I was not doing well on some exams prepping for my exit, and I was really shocked. I was really disappointed. So I just want everyone to know, so that you're not surprised like I am when you get closer to the end and you're taking like your exit or any board prep. The questions really are different. The material really is different. You really have to study. You really have to know everything. So just give yourself time to prepare and don't be so hard on yourself. The 3rd thing I wish I knew is how different nurse brain is from provider brain. This is something that really connects in clinical, which is nice, but you kind of, as you continue to go on your clinical placements, you learn the things that you value as a nurse, or just the things that you're used to and the things that make you a good nurse versus the things that make you a good provider are completely different. So there are ways that you process things as a nurse. You expect certain orders, but having to actually choose what orders to put in, choose which antibiotic for this specific condition, those things are not things that are in, you know, scope of practice for a nurse. So the way of thinking is so different. The nursing background, obviously it helps a ton, because we already know to predict orders, so that helps. But just being okay and just not being so rigid in your nurse brain that you can turn on more of a provider brain is going to help so much, and going to make the biggest difference as you transition from a nurse, like an experienced nurse, you know what you're doing, to a novice nurse practitioner. Something I wish I knew before starting NP school is how important differential diagnoses are. I remember in slides, like during the first year where it's just didactic, you know, we would learn about disease processes and then we would have our list of differentials. I wish they really like rammed it into our brain. Like, these are so important. You actually need to know that. When I was in my clinical at one of our level 1 trauma center ERs with you know, actual nurse practitioners that work there, differential, like the patient is walking through the door with abdominal pain, you need to be able to list off quickly what are your differentials for abdominal pain, left lower quadrant, right lower quadrant, peri-umbilical. What are your differentials for chest pain? Like, differentials are so important. Like while you're studying, while you're learning, if you keep in mind different differentials, it will just make you a better, well-rounded provider. It'll allow you to lessen your chances of missing something because you're considering all the options. So I just remember in the beginning I was just like, oh, differentials, okay, I skimmed through and then I just would keep, you know, studying. But I wish like I really started learning them earlier and paying more attention to differentials like in my first year. And the last thing that I wish I knew before starting NP school was how important it is to network. If you live in a place like me where it is kind of saturated, the nurse practitioner, PA, healthcare, just locally is very saturated, I wish from the beginning I would have just networked more, even at my job. You know, we kind of just don't want to tell anybody our business. We don't want to tell anyone that we're in NP school, but it really would make a difference to like kind of network with the NPs and PAs that you work with, the doctors that you work with, and kind of just like build up that rapport so that in the next year or two when you graduate, you may have job opportunities or you may have someone that at least like is looking out for you. Wish I would have thought more about now, because now I'm studying for boards, I'm applying for jobs, and it would just be kind of nice, and this is just, you know, like obviously just authentic and right, it would be nice to kind of have more opportunities from networking from people that I know in healthcare that kind of would have made me feel a little bit better as I job hunt. So anyone that is going to NP school, just network. I mean, I'm not saying put all your business out there, but just network. You can let certain doctors that you're comfortable with know, like when you go to work, just build up a rapport with physicians, with PAs, with NPs, and see if that helps where it takes you. It may, you know, get you a reference letter. It may get you a future job. So that's all my advice. I can't wait to post more. I just like, but everyone on their journey, comment down below. Are you in nursing school? Are you applying to NP school? Are you in NP school? Are you in PA school? Are you in medical school? Like, what are you doing? What are your plans? What track do you plan on specializing in? And just let me know as we go through this journey, you guys, and just pray for me as I study for my boards and apply for jobs.